So I had 11 votes, which was pretty good. It's actually more than I expected. And I've decided what I'm going to do based on those votes. And we'll go through them, each one, right after this. So, why do I have PEP here? You figure, yeah, I probably didn't get any votes. Well, that's not true. One person voted for PEP and Zorro. So I gave each of them a half a vote. So PEP got a half a vote, which means it's not going to be the first one I work on. It'll be the last one I work on. Remember, I'm going to do all 5 of these eventually. Puss in Boots. Classics Illustrated number 511. I believe this one was from 1962. It is a reissue. It got a vote. I think it was Jerry the Jitterbug. And that's cool, because Jerry likes stuff like this, just like I like stuff like this. So, yeah, half a vote for that one. No, 1 full vote for that one. Lois Lane. Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 19. Got 1 vote. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Classics Illustrated Junior first or the Lois Lane first. I'll make up my mind on that later. Zorro. It got 1.5 votes. I was impressed. I didn't expect it to get any. Or 1 at most. Actually, that's not true. I actually expected it to get 3 or 4. So it did all right, I guess. It got 1.5 votes. And then we come to DC 100 pages for 60 cents. Our Army at War number 269 featuring Sergeant Rock. It got 6 votes. Partially because it's square bound and people want to see how I do that. And partially I think it's just because it's so messed up. It needs help so badly. So yeah, this is the one we're going to start on. But before we start on it, we really have to take a deep dive and see what it really needs. Obviously, the front cover needs a lot of work. It needs tear seals. The cover is going to have to be removed from the spine, which is not really as hard as what people think. There's 2 different ways I can do that. And then, of course, it'll have to be cleaned, and I'm going to deacidify it. Now let's look at the pages. See if any of the pages need work. This one could probably use a little bit of actually both of these could probably use a little bit of maybe a little bit of leaf casting on the top. Same with this one. A little less on that one. And then the pages start to look pretty good. Now the interesting thing about these square bound comics from the 70s and 60s and even from the 50s is they're stapled all the way through. So this is the staple here and here, and I'll show you when I get to the last page the other staple. I think it would not hurt to go ahead and deacidify this. It doesn't. I'm getting a little bit of an acid smell from that, and that does not impress me. I would rather not have it. Unfortunately, being 100 pages, that means there are 25 wraps. And the wraps are put together in 2 to 4 wraps per section. I forgot what it's called. I know the term from bookbinding, but I forgot what it is. So So we're just going to call them sections. Yeah, it would not hurt to have these get a little. Yeah, you see how that's sticking up? So it wouldn't hurt to have some of these get a little bit of leaf casting just on the corners there. Of course, there's tear down here, so this one needs a tear seal. And each page I'd have to do individually. I'm not going to show every single page as I do it, because that would take like 25 videos. Or I might, you never know. I might do each one individually. What it looks like happened, and here we have some folds, creases. It's not in too bad a shape, but I do have a slight acidic smell. This is done in pencil, so maybe I can clean that up, maybe get the pencil off of it. I don't know, it's printed on yellow, so I might not want to. There's a tear here that needs to be sealed. Another piece. And this piece tore off, but I do have it, so we'll be putting that back together. And of course it has a tear up here that needs to be sealed. So the back cover is not in as bad a shape as the front cover, although it does have the piece missing. But if you take a look, see, here's the staples here. Now there's two ways to remove that. I can remove the cover from the book and keep the book intact, or I can remove the staples and remove one section at a time. What I will probably end up doing is removing the cover first and then separating the sections. I just think that's going to be a little bit easier. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll start on that. Well, I'm going to start on it probably tonight or tomorrow. And I will be doing some video on that, and you can watch that on Friday. But we're not going to actually start on the book in this video. I just wanted to go through it and see what it needed. It doesn't really need that much. I could get away with just doing the cover and maybe a little bit of tear seals on the interior, and that's it. But I want to make it look the best I can for my collection. So there you go. That's the book we're going to start with. Once this one is finished, we'll move on to Zorro, and then either Lois Lane or Classics Illustrated, and then finally the Archie Pep comic, which probably needs the most help. So that's it for this video. Thank you to everyone that participated, that everyone cast their little vote there. We'll do this again with something else. In the meantime, have yourself a great rest of the week, but don't forget to come on tonight. Come see me live on my Wednesday night program. That reminds me, I haven't yet put that up. I haven't yet done the thumbnail for it, and it's going to be tonight, so I better get that done quick. Yeah, take care everybody. See you tonight. Bye.